In an era where global power dynamics are rapidly evolving, countries are forging new alliances that challenge traditional Western dominance. This shift is particularly evident in Turkey's growing interest in the BRICS bloc, which represents a significant move towards redefining economic and political cooperation on a global scale. Turkey's strategic pivot towards BRICS reflects its frustration with the stalled EU accession process and strained relations with NATO and the United States. Smash that like button and share this video if you are curious about the rise of new power blocs. Stay with me to the end of this video as I dive deeper into the subject. Turkey's journey toward EU membership began with an application for associate membership in 1959 and has been long and arduous. By 1987, when Turkey submitted a formal application for full membership, concerns emerged regarding its economic and political situation, strained relations with Greece, and the ongoing conflict with Cyprus. Despite being recognized as a candidate for EU membership in 1999 and the formal start of accession negotiations in 2005, progress has been slow and fraught with difficulties. As of 2021, only 16 out of 35 negotiation chapters had been opened, with minimal progress made on completing them. The slow pace of negotiations is attributed to several factors, including the complexity of aligning Turkish law with the vast body of EU legislation and political disagreements among member states. Concerns about human rights violations and democratic backsliding under President Erdoğan have intensified since the failed coup attempt in 2016, becoming major sticking points. As the initial enthusiasm for joining a unified Europe has waned, Turkish officials have increasingly expressed frustration with the lack of progress. This growing discontent has fueled a sentiment that Turkey must diversify its international partnerships and reduce its reliance on Western institutions. In this context, Turkey's strategic pivot towards alternative alliances has gained momentum. What alternative alliances do you see emerging in the coming years? Leave a comment below with your thoughts on the challenges of the EU accession process. Turkey's exploration of BRICS illustrates its desire to enhance its global influence and economic standing. Membership in BRICS offers Turkey access to new markets for its products and services, fostering economic growth. Additionally, Turkey could benefit from increased investment flows and technology transfers from BRICS countries, particularly China and Russia. These partnerships are crucial for bolstering Turkey's technological capabilities and infrastructure development. Moreover, BRICS is actively working to reduce reliance on the US dollar through local currency transactions and the creation of a new reserve currency. This aligns with Turkey's interest in enhancing financial stability and reducing vulnerability to currency fluctuations. Turkey's involvement in BRICS also reflects its broader foreign policy goals. By engaging with this economic bloc, Turkey seeks to balance its relationships with Western allies while simultaneously strengthening ties with the emerging powers. This strategic balancing act enables Turkey to leverage its unique geopolitical position at the crossroads of Europe and Asia. The geopolitical landscape is changing dramatically, with BRICS potentially establishing its own parliamentary body to formalize cooperation among member states. This initiative aims to challenge the dominance of Western-led institutions such as the IMF and World Bank. The expansion of BRICS to include new members like Saudi Arabia, Iran, and Argentina further underscores its growing influence, providing an alternative framework to the existing Western-centric global order. Turkey's renewed interest in BRICS has garnered attention from other member nations. Russian President Vladimir Putin has expressed strong support for Turkey's bid, highlighting the importance of high-level visits and discussions aimed at enhancing economic cooperation. For instance, Turkish Foreign Minister Mevlut Çavuşoğlu's visit to China included discussions on expanding trade relations with China, indicating a willingness to increase imports of Turkish goods. In response to Turkey's strategic shift, the EU has intensified efforts to revive the accession process. This includes increasing the frequency of high-level meetings to foster dialogue, reactivating the operations of European Investment Bank in Turkey, and modernizing the customs union between the two entities. This initiative aims to address ongoing concerns, strengthen bilateral relations, and pave the way for deeper economic and political cooperation. Despite these efforts, several EU member states remain opposed to Turkey's accession, including Germany, Austria, France, Belgium, Greece, and Cyprus. These nations cite concerns over human rights violations, democratic principles, and Turkey's foreign policy actions, particularly regarding its military presence in northern Cyprus and territorial disputes with Greece. While Turkey's actions indicate a focus on strengthening ties with BRICS members, uncertainties surrounding its potential membership remain. Whether Turkey will be accepted into BRICS and under what terms is yet to be seen, with internal discussions and negotiations with BRICS playing a critical role in this outcome. Turkey's strategic maneuver reflects the complexities of navigating a multipolar world order. The rise of BRICS and other regional blocs challenges the dominance of traditional Western institutions. As the global balance of power shifts, countries are re-evaluating their alliances and seeking new partnerships that align with their strategic interests. Turkey's interest in BRICS signifies a growing sentiment among emerging powers for a more equitable international system. This multipolar world order presents both challenges and opportunities, potentially leading to increased competition and instability, but also fostering innovation and a more inclusive global governance framework. In conclusion, Turkey's strategic pivot towards BRICS is indicative of a world in transition. Frustration with the stalled EU accession process and a desire for greater autonomy are driving Turkey's eastward shift. As Turkey navigates its relationship between East and West, the implications for global power dynamics and international cooperation will be significant, shaping the future landscape of global politics. Please subscribe for more in-depth explorations of global politics, and don't forget to ring the notification bell to stay updated. Stay safe.